Shalom. This is JNews, news and views from the land of Israel. We bring you updates and opinions from the Promised Land. Just recently, that is on Monday, October the 13th, the British House of Commons voted in favour of recognising a Palestinian state. They voted 274 against 12. 274 voted in favour of recognising a Palestinian state. Now this, in practical terms, has not got much significance. It doesn't obligate the British government, doesn't mean very much, but symbolically it is important. As if the British are saying that they recognise a Palestinian state in the land of Israel at the expense of the Jews here. And don't make any mistakes, it must be. There cannot be a Palestinian entity here that will not endanger the Jewish presence in this land. There are no room for two peoples in this area. And we, the Jews, have been here since the beginning of time, and we need to be here, and we have a God-given right to be here, and it is a God-given duty for us to be here. Whereas the Palestinians have none of that, and they would willingly go elsewhere if they could, and so they should be enabled to do so. The Bible obligates us to move them to another place, and prophecy indicates they will be so moved, they will be taken away, thrown out by the combined action of Ephraim and Judah, as predicted in Isaiah chapter 11. They will be thrown out to the west, to some place in the west, possibly in South America. Whatever the case, at present the British have done a bad turn to the Israelite nation, and to the Jewish people especially. And we identify the British as part of the lost 10 tribes. The lost 10 tribes were those Israelites who lost consciousness of their ancestry. They moved to the west. We have shown it according to the Bible, according to rabbinical sources, according to secular evidence. They are amongst Western peoples. And not only that, have we found the lost 10 tribes amongst Western peoples, but we have been enabled to approximately say where specific tribes, specific Israelite tribes were to be found and did congregate, where they did recoalesce, as if to say, where the tribes did come together and reassert their tribal identity. And the British are the tribe of Ephraim, and they have now betrayed themselves. They have betrayed what they were supposed to do, what prophecy says they would do, and what they are obligated to do according to the Bible. They have backtracked on the God Almighty task that was given unto them. And they are in danger because of this. And they should be warned. And our movement, our goal is to warn these people, to inform them who they are, to tell them of their duties, and to warn them not to act in this way. At all events, this is a serious state of affairs, and it should be taken to heart. Another point is the present geopolitical configuration that is emergent in this area of the world. Some highlights were pointed out by Efraim Inbar in a recent article, Israel's Challenges in the Eastern Mediterranean. And he points out that 90% of Israel's foreign trade is carried out via the Mediterranean Sea, is a East Mediterranean state. Have the Mediterranean Sea, that is where in the west you have Spain and Portugal, and then you have Italy, and you have North Africa, and then you have Greece and Turkey and Syria and Lebanon and Israel, and then Egypt and that area, and Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Syria, Cyprus, Turkey. These are all East Mediterranean areas. And this is a very important portion of the world. 5% of the world's oil supply goes through this region. Also 15% of the global liquefied natural gas travels via the Suez Canal. While another 6% passes through the Bosphorus Straits, controlled by Turkey, or through pipelines through Turkish territory. Bosphorus Straits is that area, those passageways of the sea, where the Black Sea connects to the Mediterranean Sea, and this area is this is the Bosphorus Straits, and this is controlled by Turkey. We should note that recently America has found the shale oil deposits. America is becoming more and more self-sufficient. It has been blessed by God Almighty, and America is becoming and is destined to become, according to all these indications, much more self-sufficient in its oil supply. So therefore the relative importance of this area and of oil in general has diminished in the US eyes. In the past, the US Sixth Fleet controlled the Eastern Mediterranean, dominated the Eastern Mediterranean. And a group of alliances. There was Israel, Turkey, the USA, or Israel, Egypt, USA. There were de facto alliances and organizations and understandings that enabled the USA to control this region. Russia is also interested in the area, interested in this region. Another factor is the discovery of undersea gas deposits, natural gas deposits under the sea surface. These are off the shores of Israel, also a bit to the north, in the ocean between Israel and Cyprus, and off the coast of Cyprus. Cyprus is an independent country. It is the 1/10 of it belongs to Turkey, and there's a Turkish population. The rest is a Greek-speaking population and is independent. But Turkey wants it. Turkey wants to control that area. Also, Turkey wants the gas deposits. And Turkey has the largest navy in this region. Turkey has also a powerful army. There's a powerful air force, navy, and it has military experience and traditions. And you know, it is militantly Islamic and expansionist. And it has claimed the rights over the undersea gas deposits, but it has claimed these rights through its possession, through its possessions, or its fosterage, one could say, of the Greeks in Cyprus, and has claimed the rights over these undersea gas deposits that Israel says are hers, and according to the map they should belong to Israel. And this could be the occasion of war, and Turkey wants this natural resource. It is potentially very important. So does Russia, is also interested in it and has expressed interest in it. So this is the seeds of a potential conflict between Israel and Turkey, and between Israel, Turkey and Russia have been laid. We should keep our eyes open for this. Lebanon also has made claims to these gas deposits, or to a portion of them, even though according also the map itself shows that they are closer to Israel than to anywhere else, and Israel has the most natural, true claim to them. A recent study by Dr. Michael Shaul concerning the Haredi ultra-Orthodox population amongst the Jewish people has indicated that if it was not for the Holocaust, paradoxically, if it was not for the Holocaust, this population would have disappeared, possibly would have disappeared. Before the Second World War, it was on the way to assimilation. Things were going down, it was deteriorating, more and more people were leaving, new people were not coming in. Their heart had also got out of it to some degree. You see pictures of Hasidic courts in those times, of the high yeshivas, where the higher places of rabbinical institutes of learning, and none of them, very few of them have beards. Maybe the heads do, the leaders, the teachers, chief rabbis, and the rest do not. And this is an indication of assimilation. It might be very superficial, but it's what there is, and it is true that was what was happening. That they were fastly diminishing, their numbers were going down, and it seemed as if they would disappear. The Holocaust came along and killed them, killed most of them, and killed all those who were wavering and were in between, and left only a handful remaining. A few thousand were left remaining. And after the Holocaust, they made a decision that anyone who could learn full-time should do so. It was just an emergency state of affairs. Anyone who could learn full-time should do so. And not only that, many of the new families, they took a de facto as a general consensus amongst the Jewish families, the religious families, to have as many children as possible, which they did, and now their numbers are returning. and now their numbers are increasing, and this is a significant development. Not only are their numbers increasing, but also the quality as well as the quantity. The quality is also improving in regards to the intensity and the seriousness of the study. It is widespread. It is becoming widespread amongst the Jewish population on the whole, especially that in Israel, by virtue of this ultra-Orthodox core body of learning people. So this is also worth keeping in mind. May the Lord God of Israel bless you. Thank you.